Let's talk sudden wealth syndrome. Hello, I'm Gareth Shears, and I'm a chartered financial planner and one of the co-founders of the multi-award-winning Sanctuary Chartered Financial Planners. And I've been advising clients on all aspects of financial advice for over 14 years. And you'll be surprised to hear, I still do. And I'm here to give you the no BS view on finances and business. So let's get to it. So what's this sudden wealth syndrome all about? Okay, so let me just start with a bit of a definition of it. So sudden wealth syndrome is the name given to the psychological condition in which overwhelming pressure from sudden and/or sudden wealth may result in emotional and behavioral disorders. Now that's the technical explanation. Now the simple one is it, in essence, how having huge wealth, like a lottery win or selling your business suddenly, can affect us personally. Maybe that's loss of friends, loss of purpose. That's the big one. People feel like they've lost this purpose, especially if they just sold their business. The overwhelm that comes with it, the fact that you just suddenly had all this money given to you. Even scared what other people might think of you if you bought that new car or that new house. And actually not knowing where to start. And they will find people will be contacting them they've never known before, asking for money. Actually, the National Lottery give you bins to put all the letters into that you'll receive from anonymous people so they can actually dispose of them for you, because the last thing you want to do is read them. You may all be thinking, what a load of rubbish. But I can tell you, it's not only from research, but actually from seeing it in real life. Sudden wealth syndrome may also impact a person's finances and relationships, usually through emotional and behavioral distress associated with receiving large amounts of money, especially when they didn't expect it to come. Now, the symptoms of sudden wealth syndrome, as well as change in lifestyle and relationship, may often lead the individuals to engage in self-destructive and self-defeating behaviors as a reaction to their new financial situation. Now, coming into sudden wealth, either through an inheritance, career windfall, or good fortune with a lottery, can cause significant emotional or financial challenges to individuals who did not have much money prior to it actually happening in their lives. Now, for some young people, windfalls can become an emotional financial catastrophe. And you've seen it in, film stars and young actors. Now, coming into big lump sums of cash all at once can certainly be an emotional moment in your life. Now, even when people are good at handling a financial windfall, they cannot always handle the emotional side of it. And that's the biggest battle that people actually have with having this large amounts of money. If money is not unlimited as newly rich people believe, then newly found riches disappear very, very quickly, leading to even more stress. The newly wealthy struggle with even the smallest decisions on what to do with their actual newfound wealth. The newly wealthy people can be afraid that the newfound wealth will somehow disappear all of a sudden, as quick as it's actually appeared. And actually the freedom to enjoy and travel other luxury items, some of their friends cannot actually get involved in with them. We're all familiar with the cliche about the friend who is newly rich who suddenly looks for a handout. When you're suddenly rich, it's easy to become caught up in the spending behaviors your friends cannot readily keep up with. And buying those things which you think are going to make you happy, but actually, do they really? Now, if you have no experience of dealing with wealth, you might feel you have all the money in the world. But when your finances change so drastically, all of a sudden, you lack experience, knowledge, and even the network of people who could counsel you about what you could do with it or what you should do with the newfound money. So you need to consider becoming more financially educated or hiring a good financial advisor or financial planner experienced in real financial planning and wealth management to find out how you can grow and protect your wealth. Now, you really need to find out if they are able to guide your behaviors more than your actual money, because it's the emotional and behavioral side which is the biggest part you've got to get your head around. You need that guide or coach as well as someone to just invest your money. So before making any decisions to help friends or family members with their finances, seek the advice of good financial professionals who can ensure your ideas are tenable. At a minimum, a financial advisor can help you to alleviate the different situations that you might have to navigate. To aid with the assurance, a wealth advisor can be a resource of both regard to managing your money and in steering you through the emotional battles and challenges that will actually come with it. Instead of going to multiple professionals to handle your sudden wealth, you can enlist the services of experienced professionals who will look at all aspects of your wealth and advise you on how to invest, save, and spend it as efficiently as possible. Because the last thing you want is for that money to run out as quick as you got it. We can help develop a plan that supports your goals and ambitions, all while keeping your newly found wealth as intact as possible. Now, if you're looking for assistance managing your sudden windfall, know that we are very experienced in these situations and are more than happy to guide you through your newfound wealth. Our team can help you grow your wealth while maximizing after-tax risk-adjusted returns with an holistic approach. Sudden wealth can be wonderful news for you and your family. Being cautious may help you avoid pressure to hand over the cash to family and friends, charities that might seek a share. You've got to remember, big money changes expectations that family and friends may have of you, and it can severely strain tight relationships. Now, while these issues are mostly financial and emotional, and personal stresses may arise as well, and friends and family wanting access to your newfound wealth, and they will come out. People you haven't spoken to for years will suddenly appear. Whether it's because you cannot believe this actually happened, or the fear of your reaction of family and friends and neighbours, you might feel paralysed economically. Now, instead of feeling empowered and decisive, you feel paralysed and able to make decisions about how you're going to spend your money because of the fear of what others might think. Now, any one of these feelings could result in a failure to make decisions on one hand, or in acting impulsively in ways that could cause you to actually destroy your own wealth at the mercy of others. Now, these feelings of confusion and uncertainty about oneself and what one's values can lead to denial of actual choices, which may combine with a passive, undeserving attitude towards one's money. So you actually begin to resent the money. If an individual feels guilty or anxious about one's sudden wealth, it's likely to erode the achievements or situations that led to one's good fortune. Many people who have experienced sudden wealth start developing symptoms, problems reflecting their anxieties, feelings of guilt and uncertainty surrounding having or inheriting the money. Some of the symptoms can include constant thoughts of money and anxiety and depression caused by the volatility in the stock markets, feeling of extreme guilt, poor decision making as one feels unworthy of the riches, and confusions of your actual identity, losing who you are. Now, we are seeing an increasing number of people who experience the constellation of problems and symptoms associated with the stress caused by sudden success or this huge gain of wealth. Its very own financial term by psychologist Stephen Goldbart describes feelings of pressure, guilt, and similar emotions associated with gaining a frequently financial windfall. While the negative emotional effects of becoming suddenly wealthy are not listed in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, the Bible of Mental Health Diagnosis, some therapists working with individuals in such situations have coined the term sudden wealth syndrome. So that's where that term comes from. Ironically, getting too much wealth too fast may actually harm your finances over the long run. An unexpected infusion of money can interfere with smart financial planning. So it's important to develop a realistic view of exactly what you can afford to do, yet still leave enough to live on throughout your life, because that money's going to last you for a long time. So if you're still stumbling onto lots of money all of a sudden, here are a few things that you can do for both the short term and the long term in order to keep yourself wealthy, healthy, and hopefully happy, because that's what it's meant to do.